Yep, they were axing for it.
Body bags were horror lies.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 139 here on Body Bags. I am your host, Moodz616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, week 139 is here, and how's everybody doing out there today? Man, it is such a beautiful day out there, and I'm doing a review inside. Go figure. But yeah, week 139 is here, and I've got one here for midnight releasing. It's one that I've been wanting to check out for a couple years, man. The name alone just caught my attention. Slasher films are like one of my favorite subgenre of horror films, as everyone probably knows out there. It's probably, in fact, my favorite. But just a simple title like this totally caught my eye, and I was like, I gotta check it out. From 2012, and it's called Axeman. Simply titled Axeman. I believe this one's also titled on IMDb as Axeman at Cutter's Creek, which is like the full-length title for it, but I guess they shortened it up for the release, I don't know. But getting into the premise of this one, it's very, very simple. It's about 9 friends who go out to Cutter's Creek to go and party at one of their friends' place. He just bought this place out there. It lay dormant for about 20 years because local legend has it that a bunch of people got killed around Cutter's Creek and inside the homes, so it lay dormant for a while. He snagged it up, and they go out there to do some partying and have gratuitous sex, and they start getting picked off by a wielding crazy madman, played by Scott Pollard, actually. I guess he was a cast member on Survivor. I looked him up. Really, really big motherfucker. And yeah, so that's your whole setup to your film. Now, my thoughts on this one. I have to say, man, by the end of the film, I was like, what the hell was with the opening sequence in this film? Now, there's a whole scene in the beginning of the film with Tiffany Shepis and a couple other people, and basically what it is they are, I'm assuming that they just did some type of deal. They've got a big bag of money and stuff. Shit goes down in that scene, and then the credits roll, and then you got your film. It cuts to these 9 characters and what they're doing going out to Cutter Creek and stuff. There is a couple scenes in the film where this bag of cash is kind of showcased and stuff, but by the end of the movie, you're like, what the fuck was the point of the opening sequence in this movie? It's almost like it was shot for a different film and they just kind of threw it in here, maybe to put Tiffany Shepis' name on the credits, I don't know. But I thought that was a very, very strange opening thing. But my overall thoughts on this film is, man, I really, really wanted to like this film a whole lot. Just very unfortunate, man. This one has, again, I've been saying this a lot in my reviews, but this one really suffers from really bad pacing. This one runs about 103 minutes, and the kills are very, very far in between until the end. They get a little more prolific and stuff. But it's just a really slow-paced film with very uninteresting characters. In fact, all the characters in this film are very cliche. You got a lesbian couple, you got your token black guy, you got your asshole jock. You got them all in this one. You got them all in this one, of course. But the biggest problem I have with the characters isn't even the fact that they're all cliched. It's the fact that, like, all these characters just really dislike each other. They have personal issues with each other, and I'm thinking to myself going, why the fuck would you hang around with these people if you got such personal hate for each other and, you know, things like that. I'm like, I just would never find myself in a situation like that. So it kind of made the film very tough to watch at moments because they're just kind of nitpicking at each other, and it's very slow paced and stuff like that, and you're just like, you know, I mean, there's a lot of drinking and kind of partying and things like that going on and stuff, but a lot of the dialogue and things like that is almost kind of pointless to the film. Yeah, you know, what we watch slasher films for is the kills. Now, the kills in the film, not overly the greatest, not the worst I've ever seen either. There is a couple moments with CG blood I thought that really kind of hurt the scenes. Yeah, there was a couple kills. There's one nice decapitation and another scene involving a head that I thought looked really damn cool. Overall, the kills are very generic. They're nothing that really sticks out too much, like with the exception of a couple. But yeah, some CGI blood I thought was very, very strange. And the body count is pretty decently high because there is 9 main characters in this one. So, you know, there's a decent body count, but nothing over the top, nothing too spectacular. The killer, again, who's played by Scott Pollard, big motherfucker, probably like 6.5 feet tall. I thought he was really menacing and actually pretty cool. Yeah, he was actually kind of scary. He's just like this big hillbilly type killer. fucking crazy eyes, man. Real crazy eyes. Thought he played a really good job, considering he's not really an actor. But I did like him. The thing I had a problem with was the fact he wasn't wearing a mask, and I really do like masked killers in slasher films. But unfortunately, there's no mask in this one, so you get to see him right away. You're just like, okay. But at least he was menacing and kind of terrifying. So. But yeah, you know, overall, not really the greatest film in the world. I think this one, if it was tightened up, like I swear, like 25 minutes shorter, it probably could have been a little better. It didn't really need to have the opening sequence in the film either. I thought Alyssa Dowling played it. She was probably the best actress in the entire film. I remember her from Starry Eyes, actually. She's like one of the main characters in this film. I think she does a really good job. Brent Stevens in this film, of course, you know, classic scream queen. She plays the sheriff in this one. Her acting skills very much, you know, average to below par as usual, but yeah, this one right here, it had a couple funny moments with you know, some comic relief from the big fat guy, which is another cliche character. You know, him talking about jerking off, and there's a lot of dick and pussy jokes, of course, with the lesbians and things like that. A few chuckles here and there, which I thought was pretty funny because I do like dick and fart jokes. I'm very much into that type of stuff. It's just silly, stupid humor. But yeah, you know, this one just suffers from just a lot of cliches and being way too long. I just found out there actually is like an Axeman 2, which I think is actually done filming, and there's an Axeman 3, which is in pre-production, so that's kind of interesting. So hopefully they step up the game a little bit for part 2 and part 3, but you know, this one isn't the worst film in the world. I just thought it was just very tediously long and ultimately boring. I got bored of watching it, you know, which is really kind of like the worst thing about you know, that you can say about a film is when it's boring and stuff. So but Axeman, I know there is people out there that did care for this one. I just wanted a lot more from this one. A little tightened up, maybe some better kills would have been cool, maybe some better music in the film. I do like these isolated slasher films that take place in these, you know, the very simple, you know, setup. I like that, but yeah, just kind of fell flat for me. If I had to rate this one, I am going to give it about a 4 out of 10. Again, couple nice kills, like the killer. You know, I thought Alyssa Dowling did a great job in this film, but overall, not really much more to report on it. That is going to do it for week 139, and as usual, guys, check you next week in week 140. Peace out! A vacation to dismember. If you like a combo of salty language, gore, and comedy, then this movie is for you. Yeah, to be honest, man, there's actually some pretty funny wisecracks at the black guy in this one. It's kind of funny.